Hey, there's an echo in my headphones. Can you turn the echo down? Hey, what we're talking about is latency. Latency is an issue. It is a thing. I mean, what latency is the time that it takes the audio to go through your system. Let me talk to you about how to handle that. The client's not really, your artist isn't really going to know. Some might. Let's not discount that. Some artists might know what latency is. The majority of them just say, hey, there's an echo in my headphones. I don't know what it is. That means that you have a latency problem. And now I'm going to show you how to fix it. So right now, go down and there's a link in the description here on YouTube, Studio Growth Formula. LearnProRecording.com/Studio Growth Formula. A simple 7-step guide to help you grow your audio engineering, recording, engineer, studio owner, producer, whatever. It's going to help you grow your business. Let's get good. Let's get fast. Let's get work. Donnie B. We'll see you on the other side. I'm out of here. Peace. Hey guys, Donnie B back again with another dose of your daily recording knowledge and information guide, and I'm your guide and your mentor through this entire month of learning stuff that maybe you didn't know. Hey, a lot of this stuff, yeah, y'all know. I mean, it's basic stuff like key commands, things like that. You know what I mean? So how to make a new track. Everybody knows how to do that. But you know what? There's that one guy out there that doesn't, and he's hopefully appreciative that we showed him. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, one thing, man, with us that know things and us that like to share things, you know, it's always good to help out our fellow recording engineers and our fellow producers, fellow mix guys, things like that. You know what I mean? We're here for you. If y'all need anything, just reach out. Reach out, man. info@learnprorecording.com. Again, my name is Donnie B. Hey, today, man, I want to talk to you about a thing called latency. I know that everybody's experienced this in their DAWs. Today, I'm specifically looking at Pro Tools, but you know, latency is a thing with every computer DAW. It has to do with the time that it takes the audio to go from point A to point B, and that's always been an issue. It doesn't matter. You can be on the biggest, baddest ass system that you got. You're still going to experience some kind of latency. Whether it's enough to bother the artist or not is a different story. But the more plugins you start adding, you know, you start adding auto tune on these vocal tracks, and then you go to record a vocal track, and then the client or the artist is going to say something like, oh, I don't know, dude, there's some kind of, it feels like there's an echo in my headphones. They don't really, sometimes they do, but generally the artist doesn't understand what latency is and how to avoid it, or how to say that, hey, I've got latency in my headphones. They're generally going to say, oh, this sounds like an echo in my headphones. So you immediately know, oh, hey, I got to go check my playback engine. So if you go to your playback engine and check your HW buffer size, yes, this one is too large. What we need to do is take it down to either 64. I found that 128 is perfect for vocals. It's enough to run like a couple of instances of auto-tune. At the same time, it doesn't create that much latency for the artist to even think about having latency. If you can go down to 32 or 64, it's a little bit better, but of course then you're gonna run into issues when you start adding more and more plugins as you are recording. A guitar player might have a problem with 128, 256. A guitar player might have a problem. Basically, when a guitar player strikes a string on his guitar, he wants to feel that string. He wants to hear that string. So it's the guitar players feel it a little bit more than singers, but eventually singers get to it as well. To avoid the latency, maybe try to not record with as many plugins. Don't try to record vocals in a mix session. If you got a big giant mix session going on with a lot of plugins on a lot of instrument tracks and a lot of stuff going on in the system, latency is caused by the system having to do work. That's what it is. And a buffer size, it actually reads ahead a little bit, so it buffers it a little bit so that it can keep up and won't basically shut down. To avoid that, if you do have a big giant session that you're having to work on, maybe think about outputting a 2-track and record in a fresh session, record your vocals in a fresh session, just working with the 2-track, and then import those vocals into your mix session to finish things up. That's one way to avoid it. Another way to avoid it completely is if you guys are on an Apollo system, basically what you could do is go to, you can go to your console and just unmute the track in console and mute the track in Pro Tools, and now you're listening to this. You're not listening to this anymore. So there's pretty much zero latency on this thing right here. That's one way to avoid it. The big thing with that is that you may not have access to the same reverbs and delays and effects that you have going on in your Pro Tools. We do have actually auto-tune in. We actually do have auto-tune in here. We can actually run auto-tune in here just like we could in Pro Tools, and there's pretty much zero latency on it. We can run a couple of instances of it if we need to, and there's pretty much zero latency going on. So that's helpful. But if you don't have an Apollo, if you may be using a Focusrite, a Focusrite or basically any other, if you're on like Avid HD kind of stuff, man, that process is being done off of your computer somewhere else. Similar with the Apollo interfaces, the processing is being done on the Apollo, not on your host computer's processor. So that's what avoids the latency. But you know what, man, I have found that if you're just running a couple of instances of auto-tune and you set your playback engine to 128, that's perfect for most singers, for most rappers, for most of the artists that we deal with here at ES Audio Recording Studios in downtown Burbank, California, Los Angeles. Let's call it what it is. So, hey, thanks for hanging out with me today, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully you learned a little something about latency and how to avoid it. So there you go. Hey, hopefully you guys are enjoying this series of quick videos on how to do stuff. You know what I mean? So we're happy to bring it to you. It's been a lot of fun. We're having a good time doing it. So hey, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We got some other stuff we're going to talk to you about then. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. And my name is Donnie B, and I'm out of here. Peace.